right, this next method of painting that we're going to be doing is called the poured method. So first thing you need to do is dry stretch your paper on the wooden board. Make sure you write your name on one side. Then turn it over so that's on the back side. And then evenly place that tape along all four edges. The reason why we dry stretch is because when you paint on paper it will wrinkle, but it will dry flat overnight if you have it dry stretched. Remember that you want your tape even on all four sides and just enough on the paper to hold the paper down, because anywhere the tape is on the paper the paint will not stick. Okay, so then you need to use your Sharpie marker and write your name on the masking tape so that I know whose project board this is. Okay, to be doing the poured method, you're going to be painting water across sections of your page, and then you're going to be pouring liquid tempera paint on top. So these bottles just have some tempera paint with water mixed in, and you can see that I've got every color of the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, plus a light blue and pink to be working with. So first thing you want to do is double check what your plan was. So when we chose color schemes to work with, you already put that plan in place. So what color scheme are you going to be using for this painting? And if you already did one that was a warm color scheme from our tissue paper printing, then try a different one. So maybe do cool colors, or maybe do just a monochromatic or a complementary color scheme. So I think I'm going to work with some of the reds, the pinks, and the oranges for mine. Because remember, you don't have to use every single color in the warm color spectrum, and you don't have to use every single color in the cool color spectrum. You could just choose a couple. All right, so once I've got my colors planned out, I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to paint about a quarter of that page with water. And I want that water to be pretty shiny and fresh. And then what I do is I just tip the bottle and let the paint drip out. I'm not squeezing the bottle. The gravity is going to make the paint fall out. And this method is just kind of like, it's just going to go where it's going to go. It's kind of like tie-dye. So now I'm going to add a little more water to the rest of my page. And I'm going to work quickly because I don't want this water to dry, because if the water's dry, then the paint doesn't spread as well. So I'm just going to drip bits of color and let that color go where it wants to go. And that is all that you do for the pouring method. So I don't want thick puddles of color. I'm not even going to use my paintbrush to stir it around. I'm just going to let that color set where it's going to set. And it's going to kind of end up looking like a tie-dye piece of art. And then what we do is we put a piece of wax paper on top, and then we stack another project on top of that. So you can see once the wax paper gets put on top, it's going to create this texture in the paint that will dry with these kind of cool texture marks in the surface. So that's how we do the poured method. And then you'll be placing your wooden board on top of the cart next to the table. I'll be putting the wax paper on top, and then you are finished with this. It has to dry overnight, and then next class we'll take the wax paper off to see what your print looks like.